Good morning. We're back as we continue to celebrate the women in ICT, women in various sectors out there. And this particular month, the month of June, we're still looking at women entrepreneurs. And basically, we shall be focused more to do with tourism and hospitality. And I count myself lucky, as I always tell you, sitting with big brains, amazing people with great stories, lots of inspiration to give out, helping the young ones try to figure out on where they can place their best foot forward when it comes to life, as we share the different challenges and what they think of our nation, Uganda, in those various sectors, in the spaces that they do operate each and every single day, every single time they're in that particular space, given an opportunity each and every single day. And trying to also help the parents out there try to figure it out, which kind of course should my child enroll in? Is this better for is the tech world much better? Is this selling? Will she definitely, or will he be able to get a job? Will he be able to settle in when it comes to the job market? My name is Sandra Kahunde. It's a beautiful day and a great week. We're here to start with you. Thank you so much for choosing the national broadcaster. We are live and coming to you from Broadcast House, Naila Avenue, this very month of June, as we talk to various and beautiful, special super women, I should say. Well, with me this morning, I am joined by Miss Beatrice Liz Asimwe. You'll be seeing her. She's a counselor and a travel enthusiast. She's a whole package. She'll be letting us know and the different places she has traveled to as far as our nation is concerned. And on the same episode this morning, I'm also joined by Olive Telma Kweberaho. She'll be giving the right pronunciation, pardon me. She's an adventure junkie and a travel consultant. So there's lots to do with tourism and a whole lot when it comes to traveling. You're most welcome. I present to you my panel this morning.
Thank you.
The ladies are right here. So strong this morning, this Monday morning. I love the blues.
Thank
it's
you.
as if
Thank you.
it's as if you teamed up to go blue.
I know, right?
You didn't tip me to
No,
go blue as
it was
well.
just a coincidence.
Supposed to tip us, actually.
It's a coincidence.
Well, good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Sandra.
I
Was
start
happy
with
to.
Beatrice. Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
I'm all right. Olive, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Should I welcome you back from Mother's Day celebrations? Did you happen to go to Namgongo?
No, unfortunately, no. Didn't
But at
make
least
it.
you're watching from screen.
Yeah, sure. I watched a lot of it.
Okay, and before we let you go, at the end of the show, you'll be letting us know who your heroes are, knowing that this week we shall be celebrating Heroes Day. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll start with Beatrice White, your counselor and travel enthusiast. How come you're taking that path? Okay, which course did you do for you to have that bit of passion?
I actually did something way different from what I've chosen to do.
Tell us about it.
Right now, I did development studies as a degree, but then it has always been in me to uplift other people, to make them feel better, and that's why it kept on chasing me, being a counselor, and I could not run away anymore.
So it's a calling.
Yeah, it's a calling.
You're doing your ministry
I
at the
should
end
say.
of the day.
Yes.
You're blessed, right?
I am, definitely. And then the traveling, it is second nature. Traveling, I can just wake up, get on a bus, get my tent, go erect it somewhere. Just see new places, see new people, and gives me a lot of joy.
Did you say get on your bike?
On a bus.
On a bus?
Anytime, any day. Yes.
Oh, Olive, which kind of course did you do? How come you're blessed right where you are?
I actually placed myself there because it is my passion. Traveling is my passion. Tourism is my passion. And I do love the country. I do love Uganda. I love to tell people about Uganda. That's why I got into tourism. Currently, I'm doing a tourism course, but that's not what I studied. I studied journalism. And I took this path because I preferred, all my life I've always preferred to do something I'm passionate about. And also the reason I'm doing tourism is because I grew up in Jinja. And growing up in Jinja will teach you a lot about Uganda, about tourists. The whole time I grew up in Jinja, I used to see tourists. And the only tourists that I saw were were white people. So I grew up with this in me. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to tell you people that we can also be tourists, that we can visit places more than this, like not only white people. Tourism is not only for white people. So it pushed me to do tourism. It pushed me to the world that even when I go to campus, I used to tell my friends, we need to go and visit these places, we need to visit these places. So that is how I started the journey.
And no turning back.
No turning back. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be a tourist. I want to tour different places of the world. But first I want to cover Uganda, East Africa and Africa.
You tell us some of the sites you've gone to for now.
For now,
yes,
I've been to, let me say I've been to all the sites in Jinja. I've done all the activities in Jinja, like water rafting, tubing, bungee jumping, boat rides. I've done most of the things. And the places, I've been to several places around Uganda. I've been to Kabale, there's Lake Bunyonyi. I've been to all the crater lakes in Fort Portal. I've been to all the waterfalls. Okay, not all the waterfalls in Uganda, but most of them. I'll say Aru Falls. There are waterfalls in. I've been to. Well, I don't know why I've not been.
You need to open a notebook. I need to open a
notebook the where I've been because I.
Yes. Have you crossed the river on the line?
Crossed the river.
The Nile. You've crossed the Nile on a line.
The Nile on the Nile, yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, I have.
I've done wall climbing as well.
Yes, I've also done the tubing. Like I've done a lot of activities on the Nile. Yeah.
Hey. Nice to meet you once again. But just tell us more. Would you like to chip in some of the places you've been to?
Much as I desire to travel so much, I've not been able to, but I'm still young, I'm still here. Yes, life is for living. I want to go more places. I've been to some of the places she has mentioned. The best of them all has been Bunyonyi. Bunyonyi, I've done camping there, and I've also been to Jinja, done some of the activities.
And were you able to sleep well in Bunyonyi? You people, it's too cold. You need to have that warm water bottle in your bed.
I actually love the cold weather. Cold weather is good to sleep. You sleep like a baby. It's the best weather to sleep.
It is one of the
I could not get sleep. I couldn't get sleep.
It is my best weather. For me, I want to be in a cold place. So I can, because after a long day, let's say, because there's zip lining in Bunyonyi. I don't know if you have experienced it. There's a lot of activities you can do at Lake Bunyonyi. After all those activities, at the end of the day, you want to rest. And also the sunset is very beautiful at Lake Bunyonyi. At the end of the day, you want to rest and have that good night rest. And the chill weather, it is so chill, you sleep like a baby. Right? It is the best. Even when you're camping, it's good weather. For me, it's my best weather. It's rather you can sleep when it's cold than when it's hot. And Bunyonyi is the best place to have a good sleep. If you want to refresh, if you've had a long week, if you had a long month, year, or anything, you want to go on a holiday, I would recommend Bunyonyi.
I can't agree more.
I'm still thinking about it. Because there's some places whereby you just need that hot or that warm water bottle just in the bed for you to
But you also can get it in Bunyonyi. You can, although you rather sleep, like maybe get more blankets, because in the night you get hot. Trust me, you will get hot. But you can also have the bottles, depending on which hotel you check into. Because there's several hotels in Lake Bunyonyi that I think I've been to. Hawks Eye Lodge, Bunyonyi. And there's so many of them that you can ask for the hot water bottle, you can ask for more blankets. But I don't think you need the extra blankets and the hot water bottle, trust me. It's a beautiful weather. Beautiful weather.
And just to add something, you don't get scared about the coldness. I cannot speak for the people who have checked in hotels. For all the times I've been there, I've been camping. I enjoy it so much, so I don't even think about it. All I have to worry about is, have I carried my tent? I have to worry only about the ground rent, and I'm done. I'm sorted. But I think you experience cold and warm both both ways, I think.
Well, how has it been like for you in that particular field where you're best blessed with no regrets? You being a counselor and a travel enthusiast? And dealing in Uganda, because I know so many young people out there, all they think about is to go and figure it out somewhere else in another continent. They want to really enjoy, they don't want to enjoy Uganda, they want to take all the skills elsewhere.
I have come to believe that for as long as you're aware of who you are, you appreciate who you are, you love yourself, and you can get a full life, because life is, and we're supposed to live it in fullness and glory. So wherever you are, you can leave Uganda and go to another country and you're not at peace. You can go to Asia, America, where everyone, in quotes, wants to go. But for as long as you have not reached that point in your life where it's the little things that give you joy, the things that you can't put a price on, that give you joy, you can never be at peace. But first, be at peace with yourself, love yourself, enjoy the environment and the community and the people you're with at the moment, and then you can be thrusted to enjoy bigger things. Yes, that's what I
amazing. Well, Oli, what do you think? Where you're best blessed, and the joy you've had to travel and the beautiful sceneries that you visited as far as Uganda is concerned, what has made you enjoy all that? Is it because of the policy that we have in place?
Uganda is a beautiful country. I love Uganda. I love Africa. What has made me enjoy this? I think we really have a good weather. The weather, we have good food, we have good policies, and if you choose, and you plan right, you can actually experience Uganda very well. All you have to do is plan. You plan well. It's usually the budgets that play people, but we've somehow been hacking it. Because the hotels are usually a bit high, the price is a bit high, and I've met so many people complain about the rates. They want local rates, and most of the places don't have local rates. But like she said, I'm also a camper. I love camping. Camping camping comes for, I mean, it's made for people like us. Like if you're a low budget traveler, it mostly comes with a low budget. It comes with a low budget, and then when you cut off the hotel costs, the camping, let me say camping is like maybe 10% of what you would pay in a hotel. So if you cut off all the accommodation costs and then you're going to camp, you'll experience so many places. You experience. And then if you talk about the policies, yes, we have good policies. It's just that I think Uganda is not marketed to the locals enough, as in we are not marketing our country to our own people. Most people think adventure, tourism, travel is for foreigners. So they wait on people. Some people, you'll find people who live around the Crater Lakes, let's say in Fort Portal, and they're not even interested in anything about it. They don't even want to talk about it. But then I was say, like, every time I go out, every time I'm somewhere, like every day, every week, I speak about ginger. I grew up in ginger. I speak about ginger so much. So I speak to people about ginger so people can know what is happening in ginger. If we can speak more about our country, we have a lot of potential to get in more visitors, then to encourage the local people to also experience these places. Because it is our country. I mean, this is what we have to experience. It is ours. Before you go anywhere, before you leave Uganda, you need to experience Uganda, because it is so beautiful, and there's a lot out there to enjoy. I tell people, before you go abroad, before you have plans to go and relocate or do anything, like visit places, like tour places, and spend a lot of money, first experience Uganda. You will not regret it.
Well, Beatrice, what are your thoughts to Olive's ideas and, of course, submissions when she spoke about the budget bit? And then, of course, the locals not appreciating what they have, or they don't want to take part. They'll think of traveling and they're like, to adventure, it's a luxury. And after all, we have it around us. Why should I even bother to go there? Yet at times, it's even closer to them. What are some of those should I call it? I won't call it gossip. Or maybe a word from maybe your close relatives or friends or OGs. What do they say with in regards to what you do? Don't they think it's a luxury, or it is something that you're wasting money to go travel? They're not encouraged to take part when it comes to domestic tourism. What are some of those voices you've been hearing?
Of course, the myths are many. And when you hear someone saying that the people who travel a lot have too much time on themselves, they're show-offs. I want to think that, I don't want to speak for every Ugandan, that would be insensitive, but the people I've been around, their take on traveling is of course they complain they don't have time. And then, like she shared, money, and a lot of people want company. They feel like they should go in groups. A lot of people are bandwagonists. If I have to travel, then I have to collect a few friends here and there, get the girls. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Not all the time that you have to have someone to travel with, or you need to have a lot of money, or you need to go so far. Because some people think also that traveling is leaving the country, going maybe in the other continents. But I think if you've stayed in Uganda and you've not been to some districts that are neighboring you, you've not been to the rest of the East African countries, you can't say that you can't give an excuse of saying that it's money and time, because some places, taking a bus to Mjini, for example, doesn't cost you more than 100,000, which someone can blow away in hours. Yeah, but there's a lot to see. Yeah, and a lot to talk about when you come back. So people should know that life is not about being in one place. They should adventure more, so that even their minds can be opened. Because some of the myths we have is because of the fact that we have not moved to experience other places and what other people are saying. So we stay in what we have been taught growing up, and sometimes we're misled. Yes. Okay.
Well, getting back to our talk of discussion itself, tourism, ICT, celebrating women in ICT. We've seen women in health, we've seen women entrepreneurs, we've seen we've seen women do graphics, we've seen women best placed in various companies and lifted up and have incorporated ICT in their day-to-day activities. How has ICT helped in this particular field that you deal in, the traveling? You've been talking about all the places you go to, and you brag so much about Genius that everyone takes part. And
Akuto, I would say that these social media platforms are what we use to speak to the other people, in the country, to speak to the other world, to tell about Uganda, to tell our stories. We basically use social media. We have to use, which was also under ICT, right? Yeah, so we use a lot of social media. Personally, that's what I use to talk about. I tell stories. I tell stories on Facebook. I tell stories on Twitter. I tell stories on Instagram. I tell my stories on all social media platforms. I show the country to other people, to people who have not been able to experience this, who have not seen places. I try to show Uganda to other people. So that's what I use.
Well, Beatrice, let's hear it from you.
I'm not I'm not big on social media. I should go, because some people, actually, there's some people who need services, My service is counseling and being guided professionally. Both some will tell you that I can't make it physically where you are. So I've been, I won't say forced, but I've been encouraged to be relatively present on social media, because then I need to meet some people's needs.
But you'd agree that at least where we stand as a nation, ICT has helped a big time.
Yes, it has.
Yes, I will agree. I cannot actually agree more that it has. Many people have got platforms. They've had their voices heard. They have voiced their issues on social media. Many people are growing in business, talent-wise. It's a very big opportunity, I agree. Yeah, especially for women. Women are really they have come on board. Although some of the content is sad. It's very absurd actually when you watch some things. That is actually mostly why I don't usually spend.
People get so naughty.
Yeah, people get so they I don't know what to put. I don't want to be rude and insensitive.
They've loved themselves so much.
That is no problem. Loving yourself so much, that is no problem. But there's a kind of misuse of social media.
At least they should put beautiful places that they've been to.
Yeah, they should put their
Uganda.
energies somewhere else. Yeah, apart from social media, traveling, that is a very big thing to do.
Well, Olive, if you want to be part of the team, the enthusiast team, the Team Kuzunga.
Team Kuzunga.
Tell us about your Team Kuzunga.
Team Kuzunga is an idea that came up way back, like I said, when I was at campus, when I tried to, should I use the word recruiting? To recruit people into the travel world. I wanted to make it local, like so local. That's why I chose the name Team Kuzunga. It is a group of people. It is a group that welcomes people to come through and let's join hands and let's see Uganda and let's tell stories about Uganda. Let's open up to people about Uganda and about the experiences, about the fun, how fun it is, about the beautiful nature, about the good adventures you can try out. It is how does someone join the Team Kuzunga? It's actually an open group whereby someone just calls and says, oh, I want to be, where are you going next? Can I be part of that trip? So everyone is welcome. Can I be part of the trip? Which trips are you planning? That's how people come through. And then also we share a lot of our stories on social media, a lot of them. Like everywhere we go, we share stories. Even before we go, we share stories. So it is easy for someone to join the team. It is easy for someone to come to us and then say, let me be part of this. This is, and then also, when you join the team, or when you travel with us, trust me, you'll have fun, and then you'll experience a lot that you have not experienced before. Because usually, you know, people go out there and then they see places, they get at hotels, and then they check in, and then they just chill. For us, we take the fun with us. So you come with us, you have all the fun. It's full package. You have a full package of it.
So is it for both, or there are more women? More women in the group?
No, actually, there are less women. I don't know how women feel about travel. I don't know why. One of the reasons why there are less women is because women tend to be busy, and then they think travel is expensive. And then women fear adventures. They fear the wild. I think that's why there are less women in Team Kuzunga. But I encourage more women to come through, because we don't take on heavy tasks. I know there are some things that people can do, and then some people fear the hiking, they fear a lot of things, but we try to do activities that are within, that we can handle. If you're going to hike, it is small hills, we need to see those places and experience it in full. Yeah.
Well, Beatrice, would you love to be a part of the team?
Definitely, Team Kuzunga.
Yeah, sure. So
I am on. I am registering with you immediately after.
You're welcome. You're welcome to the team.
That's my first time to hear about it. But I'd love to know more about what you.
Oh, sure, you're welcome.
It's amazing how women definitely get into other things, into other spaces, and they enjoy them, and they even earn out of them. Something that you've not even done way back from school, but it's a passion that you carry on. Wow, there's really a lot to learn.
Yes.
With all the experience that you have, at least the places you've been to, and you've enjoyed Uganda itself and the tourism that we do have, that we've embraced as a nation in Uganda. For the young student out there who is trying to figure out in school, would you love them to take that path?
Yeah, sure. For the young people out there, tourism is one, if you pursue it as a career, it is well paying. If you're ready to go out there and if you're ready to go out there and experience it, like tourism is something that you can sell to the other world. It is something you can sell to Uganda. It is something that you can sell to so many people beyond and above, and it is well paying. You can start from, you may not start from like a big group of people, you may not start from too much, like expensive, there's luxury travels, there's budget travels. You don't have to start from all that. You need to start with you, with yourself. What do you want in this? Well, how do you want to go about it? That way you'll know your path.
Well, Beatrice, would you love for someone out there to enroll and take it upon themselves professionally, get into hospitality, and that is what they believe to earn from?
Yes, I think everything, as long as you're passionate about it and you're determined, you can. There's a lot. We are so many people in the country. We are so many, and there are so many things to do. Once you love someone and something and do it dedicatively, you rise above. There's no way you can stay back. You believe in it. You're consistent about it. You can definitely, because some of the things, for example, tourism, before now, people used to look at it as something that wasn't serious. But now people know the importance of traveling and the benefits that you can get out of it. Yes, people are earning from it now. I would encourage someone to take it on if they love it and they're passionate. Yes, that is.
People love Uganda here. I'm so happy to meet people who
It is beautiful.
love Uganda so much. In that you all look African, I should say.
Our country is beautiful. You just need to step out of your house and go and see what's out there. Yes.
Well, what needs to be done? I will take her back to what Olive shared with us. That is to do with the budget itself. Trying to cut costs, and you're like, leave the hotel bit of it, and you're like, let me do the camping. It's also quite exciting. Let me take a bus. I cannot afford, to go by air, maybe to go to a far place like Kidepo, and I try to cut costs. Have you tried to, should I say blow noise?
About it?
Yes,
yes,
that's what the Ugandans embrace.
Yes,
with
I
the
have.
beach,
Yes,
with the ICT.
That's what I do every day. That's what I do every day to blow noise about this. I personally have like so many camps, tents, camping tents. I have a lot of so many camping tents that I rent out to people who want to. Okay. I have tents. For the reason why I have these tents was because I want to encourage people. I want to tell people that a tent, you can rent a tent for 20,000 shillings
per night.
Per night, and go and put it out there. Maybe let's say if you go to Fort Portal, you want to see the Crater Lakes. You choose one place, you camp there, and then you can see one weekend. You can see the whole of Kabarole district with all the nature, the Crater Lakes. There's so many things. And also the bus. She talked about getting on a bus. Sometimes you get on a bus when you few people, and yes, and then sometimes you can just rent a van. Depending, also a group of people helps to cut costs. When you're renting a van, you're cost sharing the van, so it is also easy. You cut costs that way. The other way you can cut costs is you can, with the food, you can choose, because usually the meals are also a bit expensive. People come together and say, if we are going to, there are not so many Airbnbs in Uganda, but there's Airbnbs in Jinja and then in Entebbe. And then the people who go to Jinja, let me give you Jinja as an example. I'll keep giving Jinja as an example because I know Jinja very well. like let's say if you're going to go to Ginger and maybe do the bungee jumping, you need to do the rafting, you can't do all the activities in one day. So you need to spend a weekend. If you go in a group, let me say you rented a van, and then maybe you can rent an Airbnb where when you check in, you can buy your foodstuffs and then cook within the house, and then you go out and just experience. You cut the cost. Instead of buying maybe expensive food, you have to go out in the expensive hotels and eat. You can cook within the place, and then you start on your adventure when you've already eaten.
But in the Kongerezako about cutting costs, there's a friend of mine who travels so much. They have a self-contained saucepan, kasefuria. Kasefuria wansi kasefuria pan waguru sefuria ebikako.
Like the normal one?
Yes, the normal one.
The covers?
The covers, the cups. The cups are, I think, like 4. Do I have a picture? 4, and then the plates are also 4.
To cut the
to cut the costs. Yes, all in one.
So it's a self-contained saucepan.
Yes, with spoons, with cups, with plates, a frying pan.
That can be enough for a group of people.
Yes, that can be enough for a group of 6.
So they cook using
amazing.
Yeah, they use the saucepan. They can fry the eggs.
Like a container in everything.
A container in everything. Yeah. So echo costs bana Uganda temuchie kwasa. Mutambuleko mulabe ebiri wabweru gwanga.
For me, if you would like to go somewhere and you want help with the budget, I can help with the budget. I usually help people with the budget. It's like, how much do you have? What do you want to see? Let's try to fit your budget within what you want to experience.
This is what I say.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, it's a set. One full set.
It's one whole set.
Yeah.
Wow. For the viewer, you can check more on our social media pages. You'll be able to see all these things. Self-contained. So it has cups, and then it has plates, it has some spoons. Amazing.
Nakabinika kakatono.
And the kettle as well is also there.
Yeah, the small kettles that you can.
The small kettles.
Yeah, that you can carry. So you spend less on food.
You're able to boil your water.
Yeah, you boil your water, you fry your egg, you basically cook anything. Chayo mukalo abakawomerwa. Now obulosa bubayo in those places.
Yeah, you find
the
mujaja,
lemongrass.
You get the mujaja in there. Amazing stuff. Cost sharing at the end of the day if you're in a group.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. Well, you're talking about helping someone fit into their own budget and be able to experience all the fun that is in one place.
I usually get people who are asking me, I want to be here, but I have 300,000 and I want to spend the whole weekend. I try to break it down for them and what they can do to minimize what they have, so they can be able to experience all their plans. So I usually help people with budgets. If you have a budget and you think it's small and you want to do this and this and this, I can help you figure it out.
Well, you've done tour guiding itself,
Yes.
helping someone get to know the beauty, all the different sceneries that are in a particular area. For example, Ginger, that you're well aware of, all the corners of Ginger. How is it like for you? How has it been like? Can someone take it on and they earn from it?
Oh yeah.
In a nation?
Yes, sure. You can actually earn from being a tour guide. One, you're taking to this person to places they have never been to. They have to pay you for the services. So and then you also there's a percentage, or there's some hotels that you can work with that can give you a percentage for the tourists that you send them, or for the people that or the visitors that you send. There's that percentage. You can work with that as maybe a freelancer, even before you have a company, because usually people think they have to start this work when they have big companies. No, you don't have to wait to start a very huge company. Start on a freelancer, start on a low. Get on social media, use your social media, show your skills. What can you do? Tell people, because I mean it's the only platform. There's so many platforms that you can use. You're not going to sit home and then think think things are going to come to you. How will people get to know you? What are you capable of? Show it out on there on social media. You surely earn from it. I know social media is, people have talked about social media in negative ways, in so many ways, but for me, I think I've earned a lot from social media, and I think I earn a living because of social media. Yeah, because I put myself out there. I put what I do out there, my services, my products, all of them. I sell them through social media.
So you have to take some time off and do a bit of research as you talk about the social media itself. Because I believe if I've come to, say, Chivale, and I want to get to know all the bird species, I am trusting that Olive right there knows all the bird species.
Yeah, because I also take time off to learn these things. When you look at the internet, you need to know which bird is this before you see it in person. I do research. I do a lot of research, because you can't just go to Chibal expecting to see birds that you know. There's so many birds that you don't know, that you need to learn more about on social media. And then when you go to Chibal and see all these birds, do you know the birds? Do you know how they behave? Do you know how they survive? Do you know all those things? I learned from the internet. I do research and then learn from the internet, and then by the time I see the bird, I know how it behaves, I know how it survives, I know how it lays its eggs, all those things.
Okay.
You're going to leave me your necklace. It has a map of Africa.
Oh, sure, I will.
She's so patriotic. She even has a necklace that has a map of Africa.
Talk about knowing when the birds do, when and when. Oh, that's a new one.
Ouch. Okay, moving up to you, Beatrice. Yes. What needs to be done for all the rest of the Ugandans out there to be able to have an opportunity to travel to those places? We've talked about the cost sharing, at least try to cut the costs for someone out there, maybe a group of people to come and enjoy, and just the self-contained saucepan that you did share with us. What else needs to be done? I'm sure, at least government has done great stuff. Not forgetting the expos that we have in place, to try to embrace and speak so much or speak so highly about those wonderful places that God has blessed Uganda with. What needs to be done for all of us to be able to travel and enjoy?
Now, I'll bring it from the perspective of what I do right now. The counseling, which is basically to provide a professional guidance and assistance to resolving the personal or psychological problems. Sometimes for someone to get out and they say, let me adventure, let me see new things, it is from within. Sandra, when you don't feel love for yourself, you can't do so much. The government, yes, has done to sensitize, to show, like to encourage people by showing the different places, bringing them to limelight. But it goes to the person. If you don't value so much about adding knowledge on what you have, adding memories on those that you already have, there's nothing much you can do, because it comes from within. You can't say that the government is going to organize all Ugandans to go and travel. No, it starts with you as a person. Yes, traveling, basically, the people that have been around, apart from the fact that I love it so much, it opens your eyes, and you're a different person when you travel, because you stop generalizing, you stop believing what other people say, and get information firsthand. Yes, for example, when they say that I come from the western part of the country, the far west, Kabale, and people think that Bachiga are rude. Most of people think that Bachiga are rude, but they are not rude, because you've heard someone say that Bachiga are rude, and you took it as gospel truth, instead of taking a step and say, let me go and experience these people, let me go and experience this place. So that is how we are going to demystify the many sayings or the many myths that people have put around traveling. Yes, and also people should stop thinking that traveling is expensive. It is not, because that is basically what scares people away. the time you have to create it. Like you create time for your partner or for any relationship. You have to create time to be able to add knowledge and the memories on what you already have. Yes.
Well, some of those memories that you have,
Yes.
of the places you've been to on a lighter note.
My memories can take a whole show. I think I can come back next time.
What did you brag about Kabale, where you come from?
Oh my, it's so beautiful. I do not have the words, the right words to put in perspective of what the place is. You need to go there, Sandra. You need to go and see it. She can testify.
People shouldn't wait for their honeymoon moments.
No. People shouldn't, and also people shouldn't feel like they have to go to Italy, to France, to celebrate, to feel like it's a honeymoon. No, just in the backyard. Bunyonyi, it's a very cozy, beautiful, romantic place to have a feel.
Okay, Olive, you wanted to add something?
You asked what needs to be done to
yes, so that all the rest of the Ugandans take part.
Yes. First, I want to talk to the people in the hospitality business. The more like as much as some of us have figured it out how to cut costs, they need to because people have come to me and asked me, why don't we have local rates for local tourists? I think let's work on that. People in the hospitality business, people in hotels, and the reason why you're not getting so many Ugandan visitors is because, one, your rates are in dollars. Two, they're a bit high for a local person. Because if someone is looking at accommodation as their highest budget, it's the highest on their budget, they would say, that place is for white people. I have so many people who say, how do you do this? You do a lot of things that are done by white people. I don't even know what white people do because I've not lived with them before. I've lived in Uganda all my life, but I know what I do is what we should all do. Like we should all travel, we should all tour these places, we should all adventure these places. It's not for white people. But back to the hospitality business, like people who are in the hospitality business, please put a local rate. When there's a local rate, a Ugandan will know, oh, this fits in my budget. Oh, if I can get accommodation at this amount, I can. Most of the people in this market, hospitality market, most of the people are targeting foreigners. But if they can maybe take a step back and also try to welcome us, like let's say during COVID, there was a good time during COVID when people were not coming in, when people were not going out. I'm sure the people in the hospitality business can testify to this, that there were so many Ugandans coming to these places. There were so many Ugandans traveling within the country. People were not going to Dubai, people were not going to wherever, those places that they go to, but they were going around. I could know people used to go to Jinja every weekend. I know people who have been who was first time going to Kabale was because of COVID. Yeah, people experienced, like if we can encourage people more, we can encourage, if these people put down the rates or put local rates, we will encourage more Ugandans to travel, to visit these places. Yeah.
Also, I think to add something very, very small, I also think that Ugandans, we are so comfortable. We are comfortable being where we are, you know? Staying, nzembera mukampala kambere wano mukazigo kange okitegera mbera mukono mbera Jinja sigenda kuva wano oba there's a lot of fear and I feel like people are not experiencing life. There's a lot of beauty in this country, a lot. Yeah, a lot. And I just encourage people, just take a step once. Just take a step once and see how you feel. Before you realize you'll be taking another step. Yeah, before yes, Sandra. Before you realize you'll be taking 1, 2, and more. And you're right there at that place. Oh, well, something, you've been to a number of places, like you earlier on mentioned.
Yes, I've been around Uganda.
So what are some of those other challenges that you want to go for?
I think some of the challenges are not yet here.
More that you would love to adventure in.
Yes, that I would love to adventure in. They are not yet here. But I see like every day something is introduced in Uganda. Recently, I think last month, I saw bicycles on the Nile. That is something I've not yet done, but I saw it was introduced a bit, either 2 months ago or 3 months, but it was introduced this year. There's so many things that if you give it attention, that we can do here, but they're not yet here. And it's like we can do that more. I think I've experienced most of the things that, most of the adventures that I can do in Uganda. That the bicycle thing is new. Have you seen the tubing on the Nile?
Not yet.
Okay, there's an activity called tubing on the Nile, and sometime a few years back, I thought they introduced it in Lake Bunyonyi, which is if it can also be introduced to so many places and spread out in different places that have water, that have lakes, it will be a good activity for more people to take part in. That bicycle thing also can work so well on Lake Bunyonyi. I don't know who are behind that, but for me, every time something new comes up, I want to experience it. I want to do this. I want to see how it feels. Yeah.
Okay. Something that you love to take on?
No.
And you task or something that you love to adventure?
I have to adventure many things, many things that I've not yet done. And to me, when I understood that life is infinity, I feel like you can do just about anything. And I'm getting old. You hear a woman of just 40 years, 45 saying I'm very old. Bungee jumping. When you tell a woman here 45, 50 years, what is bungee jumping? 50 years you've just started living. Yes, I have practiced, I'm practicing still. The habit of telling myself, life is infinity. I'm here, I will live after 95, I've decided. 90, 100. I'm
trying to think about it.
Yes, after 100.
So during the counseling, you encourage them or do you tell them about all that?
Yes, it's traveling and seeing things and different people.
Your counseling goes cuts across the women and the men?
Yeah, it cuts across. It's a part of healing. When you travel and see new things, new people.
Yeah, travel is
And the biggest percentage,
therapy.
of your clients are women?
Are women, but also men are.
Men are?
Yeah, a big
And what are some of those common cases that you have to deal with? The mental health?
Yes, they are. They are, but it's something sensitive when someone is struggling. Of course, you know how to go about it and how to counseling to bring to them to a road of healing. And I usually tell them that try moving out, try changing environment and change the things that you see every day. And it's part of
therapy.
Yeah, it's therapy in itself.
It's the best therapy and it's affordable therapy. Because therapy in Uganda is very expensive. The travel is therapy. And also to add on what she said about the age thing is, I think this is about how we've been brought up. Like people get to experience things at a later stage, at a later age, which is I think as we have children in this generation, let's try to take children, see places, so that when they grow up, they know they are working towards that. They are working towards making money to experience life, to experience the country, to experience Uganda, to experience the world. Like if we grow up towards that, like imagine I grew up thinking tourism is for white people. It's for foreigners, yeah? But imagine if I grew up with this thing of like, I have to experience this, I have to experience this. It's just because, but just because we didn't experience that, we want our children to experience it. If we talk about Uganda as a whole, if we talk about all these places, if we talk about what people can do, what people can see in Uganda, and also raise our kids, taking them to these places, they will not have the mentality of what we have, what she has just said. of like, I'm too old to do this. Because by the time you're that age, you've experienced the whole world. Yeah, you have experienced here, you have experienced that, and it's like easier to start when you're young. When you start when you're young, you always have a budget. When you start working, you always have a budget at the end of the month. This is my money. I put it aside for travel. This is my money for this adventure. This is my money for something I have not done yet. Yeah? So that is something that we need to grow up with, knowing that it is part of life. Experiences are part of life. Traveling is part of life. Tourism is part of life. Adventure is part of life. If you grow up like that, I think you live the happiest life. Imagine if I had been introduced to travel when I was young, could have been the happiest person. I'm happy now, but I think it could have been more for me if I had this life before.
If you were introduced that bit of life earlier, at an earlier stage. But I'm sure you've been an inspiration to someone who is watching this morning, and they will also want to fit into your shoes. Well, time is against us.
Can I use this platform to tell women that age is no issue? Age is no issue. I don't care if you're 60 or 70. I don't care. You can still start life, enjoy life, do the things that you love to do growing up. Do not limit your age. Age is just in the mind. Our subconscious mind, the deepest intelligence of our subconscious mind, never grows. It's all-knowing, always young. So it's whatever you impress on your subconscious mind manifests. When you say, I'm feeling old, because there are some people who are 80 and they feel like 30. Yeah, and this is usually with women. It burdens my heart to see a beautiful woman of just 40 years, shrinking, saying, oh, I don't think I can do life anymore. Like, please move on, do life, don't limit yourself in any way. Please don't limit yourself. And I like to see women adventuring, going places and doing big things. It's one of my passions. Yes.
Well, that's so encouraging and very sweet. Shouldn't let the age limit us.
No.
You know, there are people you stay around and they keep reminding you your age and things like that.
No, don't stay around those people. I no longer count my age.
And I move to you, Olive. Time is against us. A word of encouragement to someone who's been inspired.
A word of encouragement. I would like to tell everyone, especially women, young girls, and all the people in Uganda that you can actually tell Uganda's story. It is upon you to tell Uganda's story. Travel out there, but if you don't travel, you will not tell Uganda's story. Don't live in one place. We are meant to live everywhere. Yes. That's why we have legs. We are meant to visit every place on this earth. You just try to make it, as in, you may not reach to all the corners of the earth, but go to places that you can go to. Put aside a budget, a small budget. It doesn't have to be much. You don't have to earn a lot. I don't earn a lot, but put aside a small budget. You've heard of these places. You have seen these places on social media. You have seen photos in magazines. You can make it to all these places. All you have to do is put a small, make it upon yourself. You'll go to these places. Don't wait for sponsors. Don't wait to get married. As a woman, don't wait to get married that you think that you go on your honeymoon, that your husband will take you. Don't wait for someone you're dating to take you to those places. You can go to these places. You start now to enjoy, so that by the time you get there, by the time you get old, you have experienced life. Just put aside a small budget, please. You can make it.
Well, thank you so much. Great words of encouragement. Thank you so much for your time, Olive. Beatrice, it's as if there's something that is that you'd love to let out. Please do. Okay.
I just want to stress it again. Please don't limit yourselves. Life is to enjoy. Life is to be lived in its fullness and glory. And identify who you are, what you love doing, and don't care about what the neighbors say or what they are doing. Usually we want to do what the rest of the people are doing because we want to fit in. But you see, fitting in will make you a mediocre. You'll be a mediocre trying to fit in. But when you do what you personally love as a person, you'll thrive. Yes.
It's something that you have that someone out there might not be having.
Yes, exactly.
And then at the end of the day, you want to be like them, yet they also want, they want to be like you. But they never tell you.
The irony. Yes.
Well, thanks a lot for your time. For the viewer out there, yes, that's it for today's episode. Great words of encouragement, great stories of inspiration. And today on the show I was joined by Beatrice Liz Asimwe. She's a counselor and travel enthusiast, just next to me, the lady in blue. And then Olive at the end, Olive Telma, an adventure junkie and a travel consultant. I wish you all the best and keep loving your nation, Uganda. My name is Sandra Kahonde, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and enjoy the month of June. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless you. We love you.